recording has started.
Yeah, sure.
Hmm. Hello and welcome to another episode of IIPC Talks. I'm your host Anirban, member of the student body of IIPCL KGEC. On this episode, we have Shubhajit. He is 2014 pass out of KGEC. Shubhajit is currently working as an associate in Cognizant. And on this very episode, we have a chance to know his journey and his advice, like always, with the fellow students of KGEC. So, Shubhajit, a very warm welcome to this episode, and thanks a lot for taking time out of your busy schedule.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Okay, okay. So, at the very beginning, I want to ask you about your journey from 2020 EC batch of KGEC to Cognizant, where you are now currently.
Yeah, hi everyone. It's great to be here. Thank you for inviting me. Uh, yeah, after a lot of time, I can talk to some of my college fellows or juniors. It's great to be here. See, in KGC, like you said, I have been passed out in 2014. I was into electronics and communications. I was not into in computer science or IT. Were
Hmm.
very good at. I mean, someone has a tendency to move into IT or IT sector. Yeah, you can say nowadays a lot of people from electronics and communications also coming into this field. So, to be frank, I have started my journey in Accenture. In my days, Accenture, it was basically I have been placed in off campus, not in on campus. So there was other organization in on campus like TCS, Ericsson, those stuff. Accenture at that time did not come. So my first posting was in Mumbai. Uh, if I start my earlier initial days of my career, first few 6 7 months I was not into this field. I was not into analytics or data science. I was into something completely different. For 6 7 months I am doing some development, mobile application development. So I was been developing some Android mobile applications and iOS mobile applications. Then slowly, steadily, I get into some teams where basically getting to touch those teams where basically they used to do those kind of stuffs like analytical work. And my project was that basically to their whatever their findings into analytics or data science or machine learning, I need to bring that into an mobile applications. So that is how I get into touch first flavor of analytics or data science or machine learning. I was not any idea what it is. I mean, I have no idea, complete zero idea. I have been passed out as a electronics and communication engineer as a fresh graduate. I have no idea how corporate sector works. I have no idea how analytics sectors work. But slowly and steadily, what comes into I came into some 2 or 3 crucial people in my career. Uh, they're from Mumbai. They have also helped me to shape my career into this domain. So basically, for 7 8 months, I was developing a mobile application. Me and one with my colleague, is from Odisha. We used to develop that mobile applications, and before that, we used to get into that analytics team, and they used to send some models, some charts, some graphs. So they used to tell us this needs to be plugged into this mobile applications. So down the line, I thought, why not? I should be on the other part of that project. Right. So then slowly and steadily, one of the key people, Ninad Kulkarni, who is from Mumbai, used to chat with him. He's my teammates, but not into him into development, mobile application development. He is into the data science team or analytics team. So I started querying. I started talking with people, with different people. Then he told me that, see, if you have interest, you can also come into our team. But before that, you need to learn something. So advantage was that I have never, I mean, I've never make myself stubborn to, I mean, to any technology or anything. Whatever comes into my way, I have accepted it, and in that way, I have grown myself. This is not thoughts or planned. I move into in this kind of field. I would say this rather uh, it's a flow where I like that and I goes into that. But it is not planned 5 years back or 10 years back. Okay, I want to be a data scientist. Not like that. So after that, I started. You can see from my LinkedIn, I have done. I've started reading different books. Two of the crucial books. See, for becoming an analytics, machine learning, or data scientist, you this is very interdisciplinary subject. People comes from top IIMs, people comes from top IITs, people comes from economics background, people comes from statistics background. Also, people like me who are BTech have an interest. They are also coming into this background. So there is no hard and fast rule that you need to be a particular from come from a particular domain. Data science is basically the intersections of the interdisciplinary subject. First is statistics or mathematics, and second is your computer science background, and third is your business mindset. So people coming from these three aspects, and whoever has interest, and they come into this domain and they try to explore. That's the main advantage of becoming a design. There is no hard and fast rule. Okay, you are electronics engineer, you need to be work in a chip development. You are a electrical engineer, you need to be work in some electrical industry. Not like that. So the people are coming from different industries, different domains. Even two of my friends or some of my friends also, they are into ISIs. They are coming from Indian Statistical Institute. They are also coming into that particular domain, but their study is much more related to statistics. But me as a BTech, I did not have any proper study. So what I have done, that particular guy Ninad has told me, see, though he is a very brilliant person, a top-notch brilliant person. He told me that, see, to survive into this field, what you need to study a lot. You need to study a lot. You need to learn a lot. So I was lack of statistics, lack of mathematics, because in WBT, BTech, mathematics and statistics, how limited it is. I don't know right now what is the curriculum, but in our times it was very limited. So there is two three books. One is the Introduction to Statistical Learning, and Elementary of Statistical Learning. Those are the books actually taught it into top IIMs like IIMs Ahmedabad, IIMs Bangalore. They used to follow into their curriculum those books. So if you read those books, you will get the flavor of how statistics is, how mathematics is. There is other books also that people who used to be, in they used to be into graduation, doing graduation in statistics, like fundamentals of statistics. So those books I have read. So once I have an interest, I've slowly and steadily I've read those books. Later down the line, I thought, okay, this reading is good. It's good for learning, but to survive into the industry, they need something concrete. And you have done something concrete. With knowledge, you can show your expertise, but something concrete is always be good. A degree or a certifications will always be good. A step ahead from others, because in today's world, content you search into internet, you will find thousands, lakhs of content. There is no severity of content, but the basic thing is that a certifications or a course or a degree, like I have done a master's in data science. I have studied 2 years after that. That will help you and mold you, that will shape your knowledge in a much more systematical way. whatever I have read from those books, those are knowledgeable, those keeps me knowledge, but those are very haphazard. Those to connect that, I mean systematic with it. That helps me. Those courses help me. I've done a master's along with my job into weekend classes and I mean Friday, Saturday, Sunday weekend classes and and then exams, then writing research papers. So it's a 2 year I have studies complete study. So in between that, in Accenture, in between that I have moved shift. I would say rather shift my role in early days. After 1 year, I have shift my role from application development. I have shift to analytical world with that help of Nina. Yeah, at first I was not in the forefront. I was very small activity or tasks. Then when I've gained confidence, when I've studied so much, I've learned two different language. Then I thought, okay, after 2 years or 2.5 years, I thought it's a good time to move into a different another organizations where I would be absorbed as an analytics professional. So then I moved to Jardine Lloyd Thompson, where I have been recruited as an analytics professional. So there I have been right actually. I mean, there I am. Everything was on your responsibility. There you are not just a team who is. You are not a person who is learning. You are just entering into this world. Right now they have taken you to take the responsibility and make their things work. So there, I was there for 1 year, and that is the best time of my career where I have learned. Learning curve was so stiff. I mean, see, when a child born, and you can say that first 15 years or first 12 years or 12 to 15 years, learning curve is very stiff. But as days goes, the learning curve used to be a decay or used to be very parallel with the x-axis. That used to be. So the learning curve was in that organization in Jardine Lloyd Thompson was very stiff, very rigorous, very if energetic and very. I mean, it takes you a lot of effort. There, I have worked single-handedly with different clients, different stakeholders, and then with my degree, all that comes into place. Then I become a. I mean, that make me. I would say that transform me from an electronics engineer to a proper data scientist. That's the. I was not. I did not have any kind of. I mean, double I institute tag like IITs, IIMs or like ISIs. I'm from a normal guy who is just started, learned and explored. If you go to in any interview or any organizations, get a tag of double I will help you definitely to stand out. I would rather say people who are having aspirations to go into this domain. I did not have on that time to knowledge or idea what analytics or what data science is, what you have right now. So you should take some formal way of courses, formal way of degree. Like whereas in India, one of the top-notch course right now, full-time course, is in, from ISI Calcutta and IIM Calcutta and IIT Kharagpur. PG diploma in business analytics like that. It's a 2 year course. It's a fees around 20-21 lakhs. It is one of the best available course after BTech. People used to do that. You can, but for that you need to give some admission test and you need to crack it. This is the best way to goes into this field because those are the three institute. They are top in our country, and they will also taught you like what to do and what not to do and how to explore in this field, and they will give you the placements. So that is a good part. But people like me who have just has no idea. I have been passed out 2014. I don't know how many of you heard about 2014 machine learning. Uh, so people are hearing about last couple of years, but in 2014 it is very rare people used to they used to think some magic will happen from machine learning, but there is no magic. Only the thing is that you need to be very patient and keep learning. The main thing here is that you need to be very strong, or you need not strong. I would say you need to be very interested. You have to be very interested into mathematics, because the basic difference between an IT and a machine learning or a data scientist is in IT you have some idea and you write codes. In data, as a data scientist or analytics professionals, you have some idea, you write codes, that's fine. But at the same time, what you are writing into the code, that is basically some mathematics. So mathematics, you are writing into code. So you need to be very strong, or very, you need to know what you are writing. So in that way, and you need to know for what business you are working. So right now, my entire career, most of the career, my career, I have worked in marketing analytics. So the funny fact is that I always had a desire to work into to financial sector, but as a financial analyst or as a financial modeler, but I used to get calls for different marketing profile because I have been working with this profile. So that is that. So that was there. So whatever you work, your profile will get taxed with that. So later on, half in your career, it's difficult to change that thing. So whoever has an aspirations to come into this field, please keep in mind three things are very fundamental. One is a very good statistical knowledge that will keep you ahead from the rest. Because see, in today's world, you ask 10 people out of 8 people who want to become a data scientist. So, uh, so, so if you ask 10 people, 8, 7 or 8 want to become a data scientist. But truly speaking, out of that, only 1 or 2 people exactly knows what it is. So those who knows, they actually has three ingredients. One is good fundamental statistical knowledge. Two is a good programmer, or I would say, and three has a good understanding of business. Yeah, business understanding. It takes time to, I mean, to come, because we are not in a situation, say our curriculums or our syllabus was not, today's world is not up to that mark where business understanding will come from the day one when you graduate from your college. That will not come, but that will grow with time. Whenever you spend some time, that will grow. But you need to connect that thing with those two ingredients. Those who can connect, they will survive and they will do good. That's it. There is no hard and fast rule if you want to become it, but you can go ahead, you can do. It's simple, but it needs a lot of effort. Because see, the basic thing is that if you want to do something, data science in today's world is also in a very nascent stage. A lot of organizations are jumping into it, but they do not know what they are actually want. So so if you search into net, if you search really hard, within a few weeks you will hit into some research paper, and those research papers are written some complex mathematical uh, equations or complex things. You will lost your interest. So to keep up your interest, because whenever you search a lot about a thing, after 2 3 hours or 2 3 weeks, you might find there is nothing left, only you are finding 2 3 4 5 research paper around it. So if you are finding this research paper, that means there is something. So you need to decode it. Decode it. You need to be good at mathematics, because in research paper you will not find code, because we used to code copy paste from Stack Overflow or some other things, because normal IT people, uh, they're good. They're whatever the requirement they have, they do it. But whenever you read at those research paper, they have written something, do step one, step two, step three, and have some done experiments. So you need to decode it, you need to understand it, and then you need to convert your ideas into the code, and then only you can move ahead. So otherwise, it's difficult. So that's why when you find some critical problems, some critical things. Say a problem has a thousand different ways to solve, but the thing is that whatever what is the best way, nobody knows unless and until you try some two, three, four, five ways. So, so for to know it, you need to read a lot. The but the difficulties in today's world as well, the challenges. The content is lot of content, thousands of contents, lakhs of contents. You search into data science, you search a hit is data science into Google, you will find billions of such results. What to take, what not to take. That will help you any course or any certifications will that will help you. But I do not suggest that is required absolutely. If you be little bit search a more, if you be little bit methodical, if you know, and in industry, it's true your certifications or your course will make a value, but at the end your knowledge will count, not your certifications. Yeah, that will help you to keep you. I mean, keep your resume shortlisted, but at the end your knowledge will count. That's it.
Thank you for this detailed explanation. I want to ask you that you have been working at Cognizant since 2018.
Yeah.
Uh, so, how has your uh, work experience there been? And for a follow-up question is that you have also worked in JLT India. So, what are the main differences between those two jobs? I just want
See, Cognizant is like it's basically an IT company.
to- Hmm.
Okay. Accenture was a management consulting organizations. They are not IT organizations. I mean, they have been now lot of departments, but when they started as a management consulting organizations. Their root has been Cognizant. When they started as an IT organizations, but after that they grow and they have all sorts of things, whatever I mean client can expect. Jardine Lloyd Thompson, it's a different kind of organization. That's basically a captive service organization. Suppose I'm giving a simple example. SBI is one name. Under SBI, we have SBI Mutual Fund, SBI Bank, and SBI Insurance. But they are using the same name. Okay. So what that it means? SBI is State Bank of India does not own a insurance company. SBI is State Bank of India does not own a mutual fund house. They have owned some sorts of shares into those organizations, and those organizations are using their brand name like SBI. So those are the stakeholders. So JLT is a captive service organization. They used to serve their stakeholders. They so for JLT UK have different JLT basically an insurance company, insurance and reinsurance organizations. So they have banks as well, insurance and reinsurance is a company as well. They are a captive service organizations, and JLT India basically serves different stakeholders across the globe, in Europe, in Middle East, in Singapore. That's a captive service organizations. They have stakeholders. They do not have any clients like Accenture or Cognizant or TCS, any other organization. JLT basically a captive service organization who used to serve their stakeholders. Stakeholders might be a insurance or reinsurance organizations. Stakeholders might be a Jordan Lloyd Thompson Bank in UK. So JLT from India provide the service to their stakeholders. So that's the work we used to difference between Cognizant and Illu. And from the work environment, I could say like you so work environment a little bit different. Com- Cognizant is very cool or like other IT organizations. Accenture was also like that. Accenture professionalism is one level above from Cognizant, and JLT is a little bit bureaucratic. They have, because they are based on UK. You know, you how English has been ruled us 200 years. So bureaucratism came from their root. So their roots. So like they have been a UK-based organization. They have a little bit bureaucracy was there. So that is the fundamental flavor. I mean, difference between those three organizations.
Okay, thank you. Uh, so, can you please tell about your thought process when you decided to leave a flourishing career as an analyst at Accenture and pursue JLT India or data science in general?
See, I did not leave Accenture, and the next day I have become an analytics professional or data scientist into JLT. It's all started in Accenture. It's basically Accenture. I have started as a different profile. Then I mold it. I would say the seeds has been rooted there. Slowly and steadily it grows. In Accenture, I have been quite a few hands-on, and then talked with a lot of people, and then they helps me to grow. They helps me to mold as well, because see, I told you my first work as a professional to develop a mobile application. But for them, developed the mobile application. They are basically the analytics professional. So I used to be in touch with them. They help us to mold my career into their domain. From there, I got the opportunity. I started learning. I started working. JLT was the first breakthrough where they take me not to mold my career. They take me to do their job. So, and there is a very rigorous job. I mean, nine. That is a very, I mean, rigorous, and a lot of effort has been put it there. I mean, it helps me to learn. I have learned a lot because in Accenture, whatever I do, I did not get the opportunity to do those critical work, because skills critical work always been for some of the seniors. They used to do it, but to actually learn those things, to actually be into forefront, you need some opportunities. Reality has provided that opportunity. Yeah, you have the potentials. You come here. If you can survive, well and good. So 1 year, I have been there. I have worked with them. I have survived. I learned, and I came into Cognizant when I thought, okay, I have learned a lot. It's right time to not only learn, at the same time to grow to some different heights of your career. So that's how it has been faced. Now one key point to remember, I have started my master's in data science. That was when I was in 2016 or 2017 maybe.
2017.
Yeah, 2017, and then on the same time I've switched my job. I've done that course. So every day something I learn, and every day keeps my confidence boosting. So that's how it goes, hand in hand. Not like that I've been working and keeps my knowledge. It's also my course helps me to gain the confidence, because they have a lot of other contents which my work does not provide me. Because work has specified sets of work they used to be developed. I mean that used to be delivered, but when you're learning something, you have a huge area to explore. So that's my course has been given me the opportunity. I've written one research paper that has been published into ResearchGate. That's so I'll share you the link. If you want, you can go there and see.
Okay, so uh, as we all know that there is a kind of craze or buzz around the data scientist. So, being a data scientist, can you please tell us about your day-to-day role in Cognizant? Like, do you do a stuff of coding a lot, or build some kind of model and fit that into?
No. The Baj data science, I mean, this is this term is completely wrong, I would say, because it does not actually, I mean, give you the what it is. I mean, what is the meaning, the entire thing. I would say a proper word for what people are doing. I would say machine learning analyst or engineer, and artificial intelligence engineer or analyst, or a professional or artificial intelligence consultant. So in today's world, when an organizations came to Cognizant or any other IT organization or service-based organization, they want a solutions. They do not want some model to show graphs or charts. They want a complete package. So in today's world, you need to learn not only the thing that core of this thing, you need to learn some nitty gritty as well. Like someone who has exposure into clouds, because see, organizations like a lot of organizations work with billions of data. So it's difficult to work on those data into a standalone machine. So if you work in cloud, the scalability of that thing will be much more. So so in today's, but the core thing is that those organizations comes to us, they have different problems. We used to give them solutions. Sometimes solution has been provided in a package, like in a, suppose in a websites, our models have been put into website. Sometimes we have given into as a raw, we have given some raw thing. Sometimes we have given every day, we give it every alternate day or every day they have given us data, we given us the results. So whatever the way they want, but the best way to do it, I mean the way it is going, the trend, nobody wants to open an Excel sheet and wants to see, okay, this is the number that has been decreased, increased, or have been changed. Everybody wants a good looking dashboard. So for that, I think nowadays, I mean, cloud and some, you need to be backed up your solutions in your websites or cloud or some dashboards, and under the hood you might have those models. And then I think that is the way the trend is going. But one thing I can surely tell you, uh, data scientists will not exist after 10 to 12 years, because there will be some automated ML, auto ML kind of stuff that is already coming into that picture. So there is no required for a data scientist to build a model. Artificial intelligence itself build a model just giving up the data. So, but artificial intelligence what can't do, is he does not know how to. I mean, how much you program it in a good way, he does not have the ability to tweak that model parameters, to tweak those model parameters, or to tweak that function. Because to do that, you need to understand the statistics, you need to understand the business. After 5 or 10 years, you do not need to write a code to build a model. You just drag the data and your model will be ready within 5 minutes. But your model, how will perform your model, that will be depend on how much oil you have tweaked your parameter. You just need to give some inputs in your parameter. You just click the button and your model will come. So there is no require of writing or coding. So that is the way industry is moving forward. But yeah, that will take some time to come. But that's the way. So that's why I told at the early, very first beginning, those who have a good understanding of statistics, those who have a good understanding of business, they will definitely be stay ahead from others.
Okay. So as you have said earlier that there are some good courses available in India regarding data scientists. So do you think that though there are some posts available, but data scientists in India face underemployment, or there is enough scope in India for data scientists?
Yeah, there are plethora of scopes. I mean, there is no plethora of for right candidate. You just put your resume in any of the portal, whatever you like. If you are the right candidate, you will call from every corner of India. You will get called. So there is nothing like scope. There is a lot of scope. I mean, there is no. I mean, what I would say, no, it's not like that you will not get scope like freshers. A lot of organizations are taking freshers only. But the one thing to keep in mind, we are passing out from KGS, Kolani Government Engineering College. That's a well-known college in West Bengal, but outside West Bengal, nobody knows is how it is. So, how much talented you are, uh, nobody will see you at the front. Your resume will they will see first. So, so I would suggest, or I would rather request whoever have an aspirations to go into field, just give some be some this from IIT and IIMs and ISI. There is one course PG diploma in it, but the admission test for that is very difficult. I mean, you need to crack the admission test. That is all over the India. People are jumping onto that test, and you need to crack those, and then only you can get into chance. Apart from that, there is a course keyword word quality research control from ISI Kolkata. That is one of the good course. One of my friend from there, they are very good. They are also in a very good positions. They are also working some of the top-notch institutes around the globe. So you can also check those things. Those are the, I mean, go-to approach. See, people like me, who are already into work, they do not have the scope to leave the job and study further because see for everybody their situations, their surroundings, their understandings and their environment is different. But those who are coming fresh from the college have a I would say have a scope to move into take into another degree, do not have a hurry to join into I would say check out those things. QR from ISI and the PG diploma business analytics from ISI Kolkata, ISI and Calcutta and IIT Kharagpur. Those are the top-notch things. Apart from that, they can give, they can sit for CATs and CATs if you know, score well. Some of the IIMs in IIMs in MBA from IIMs you have one major and minor concept. So you can take analytics field as a major up into second year, and you can also move right into these fields. But that is a different way. But people are also coming into that these directions. One of my friend who is passed out from IIM Indore is working into disease right now. So he has been, and he is also from KGC, mind it. So he is doing a course because he do not want, he has been already been masters and have done from IIMs and he is doing a course just to get into the knowledge of analytics, so that he can mold his career as an analytics manager or into that field. So he wants to be manager. He wants to manage some things, but into that field, into this field. So for that he wants some kind of knowledge. So that's how I told you do not need to. Some of my friends are coming from economics background, from economics, Calcutta University, masters economics. Some of my friends they are working in some defined JPMC, HSBC, UI. Some of my friends have been passed out from statistics from Asutosh College. They are also into that field. They are all coming. So it's not you need to be do some course. You need to do there's a one specific way. There are a lot of other different ways. You just need to be ready to learn and to explore. That's the simple thing.
Thanks for the advice. But do you want to add anything for those students who want to pursue their career in that very field? Or
I would say do not make I mean your thing that I would go into this field only. Keep things open and whatever you are doing, do wholeheartedly. Give your full effort and then see what you are going. That's the basic idea. I mean, in whatever field you want to go, that's fine. There are a lot of fields you want to go. There is a lot of things around the world. People doing research in water technology, people doing research in genetic science. So there are a lot of things you could do. So the fundamental thing is that whatever you want to do it full heartedly, give effort, and then see where your life takes. I mean, if you have a rigid way, okay, I want to do this, then go ahead and do it and keep your full effort. Uh, just not that people are moving into this direction, do not do it. It will not work. In that way, it will not work. Because whenever things will change, the scope will be limited. I'm giving an example. You heard about Java. You might learn Java in our curriculum. So, do you think Java is from 1980? People are using Java into this is we are 2020. Do you think that its scope is saturated, or there is no scope for Java? There is no growth for Java?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I,
there is still lot of scopes for Java. But one key point to remember: the scope for them who are good at it. And who are good at it? Those who have learned those things full-heartedly, given their full effort into their initial stage. They are flourishing. So that's my point. Whatever you want to do it with your full hearted, give your full effort, you will be there. You will come with colors. So it's not that everybody is going into that direction. You need to be going into that. If you have interest, then only move. Otherwise, do not do. It will be a backfire to you. Whatever interest you have, do it full-heartedly. And if you do not have any interest, whatever comes in your way, if you like it, do it full-heartedly. Explore things and then see what. See, in this world, a lot of things are there. We don't know everything unless and until we interact with those things. So whenever I started my career, I don't know what data science is. I have interacted with those people. Then only I understand. Okay, this is something called analytics. Then I grown that interest. I do not know when I was in. I was giving in plus two, 10 plus two. I do not know. Otherwise, I would have studied that. So nobody told me. So that's why I told you. So keep things open. Whatever you have found interest, whatever you want to do it, but keep full effort. Nobody can stop you.
you have told earlier that for a data scientist, he or she needs to be a good understand the business model of the company or the project itself. So that will come with some time. Means he or she can gain knowledge about the business after some experience. So do you think that industry will accept freshers as data scientists?
Yeah, why not? See, we born with no learning, zero learning. We born as one plus two, three. Then we have learned. So if the mother earth can accept us, why not the industry will accept us? So, so that's the thing. So you have to be. I mean, yeah, industry will definitely accept you. Why not? But you need to be a key ingredient that keeps learning. I mean, if you have interest, then it keeps learning. And see, from the day one, you will not be an expert. But when you keeps learning, with time you will understand. See, so that's it. Whatever way you want to go, you have to. Those who are doing PhD, so they have already done so many things. But why they are doing? They still keeps learning. To doing a PhD, they need to read lot of papers, other papers, lot of other papers, what other researchers or other scientists have been written about that particular subject. So it's not like they are inventing something new. If they are inventing something new, definitely. But 98% of that paper will be still be the same. Only 2% will be there something new. So for that 2%, they need to be They need to read a lot of stuff. They need to read a lot of other papers. They need to read a lot of journal. After that, they complete their thesis for 5 years or 6 years. So that's how it goes. You keep reading, and then you will become a master at some point of your time.
So you have mentioned that you have learned from some very good books. Can you please tell the name of the books?
Yeah, there is two books, Fundamentals of Statistics. I forget the name of the writer, Gun Gupta Dasgupta, Volume 1, Volume 2. Those has been recommended into uh, BSc Statistics. So they used to read it. So I thought, why not give a reader? There is two other books that has been dotted into IIMs into their MBAs, Elementary of Statistical Learning and Introduction to of Statistical Learning. So those are the 2 3 books are very good books. I think ISLR and ESLR you will find into net as well as a PDF format. You can purchase it from Amazon. And these books are and fundamentals of statistics. You will also find into in Amazon Volume 1, Volume 2, Boon Gupta, Das Gupta, and and for machine learning algorithm. So I don't recollect the actually author name right now, but ESLR will be a good book to give you the understanding thing what machine learning is. But I'll I'll give you the name of that author for machine learning algorithm, so that you can see. And for AI also, I have read one book. I'll give you the author name, and you do not need to read a lot of stuff because a book takes time to read a lot, but you guys have that time. So you, if you want to study, you study from the bottom and you slowly and steadily move ahead. So and but who do not have that much of time, they can search into net, even NTFL you might NTPL, sorry, National Technology Professional Learning, something like that. NTPL from Indian government in YouTube. There is a channel for NTPL. You might have heard NTPL.
It's NPTEL.
NTPL. Am I correct?
NPTEL.
NT?
NPTEL.
No, no, no. There is a one channel NTPL like that. From Indian. There is a one of the that is a that is sets up by Indian government.
Yes.
Some of the top-notch professor from different IITs, NITs comes and give their lectures. If you search into YouTube, you will find in their lectures as well. Those lectures are very good. I mean, you can refer those lectures as well. Those lectures starts from basic mathematics to have a good understanding of machine learning, and those are basically they have been taught in the maths behind the machine learning. There is no code, not that much of code. Basically, there are maths behind machine learning or artificial intelligence. They have taught it. You will find those libraries as well. NTPL something like that. I forget the exact name, but I used to follow their. In my initial days, I used to follow their lectures. Those are very good.
Okay. Uh, and you have told that you get some help from some people in Accenture. Those people are your colleagues, or that help comes from your managers?
No, no, they are my colleagues. I mean, they are the person is not anymore my colleague, but he is one of my brother. You can say. I used to have very good relationship with him, and we used to chit chat a lot. And he forced me, or I would say, he insists me at initial stage of my career. Whenever I did not have, I just joined Accenture. He insists me to come into them. Uh, then I have started. So, so yeah, it takes time, but he always encourages. He lives in Mumbai. I have a touch with him, but yeah. See, in your career, you will find a lot of people who inspire you from. It's not like you need inspirations from so-called big names. Might be in your roommates you find inspirations. You find inspirations from your parents. So I find inspiration from him. He's a good guy. So let's say you will find a lot of people surrounding you who will give you inspirations, will give you idea of how to do it. That's how you will also find in your journey a lot of people who will inspire you, or you want to become like that. Not like they are very famous. I mean, they are just like you and me, but they will find inspiration from you.
Okay. Uh, so lastly, what advice you want to give to that all the KGCians, not from the data scientist perspectives,
No, no,
in
no,
general?
no advice. I mean, just keeps explore. I have very, I mean, saddened by the fact that out of 4 years of your course, almost 2 years is gone due to Corona. So it
Hmm.
doesn't have the flavor. You lost 2 years of your very crucial college life. That was very required for a person to grow, person to understand the world. See, whenever you start from school to college, you were just a school guy kind of thing. First year, a you have a nature of kind of childish, but when you move on to second year, third year, and fourth year, you see a difference in yourself. You see you are much mature. You feel the pressure of being to do something like a job or something like to do some course. You will feel the transformations. So I am very saddened by the fact that due to the surroundings or situations around the world or in India, the very crucial 2 years from you guys, I mean those, I mean have been deleted. There is no, it's already deleted. You are sitting inside in a home, you are giving exams, you are passing out, but you are not getting the actual flavor of what college life is about. So I would say whenever it reopens, explore things, keeps your mind open. Whatever comes in your way, it might be small, it might be big, it might be mid-size. You keep a proper understanding, keep your minds, keep the curiosity in insights, keeps learning. Whatever direction you want to go. One of my friends become a IS officers. One of my friends become WBCS officers. They are also from KGC person in my batch. So, so they have interest into that, and they have explored, and they have gone into it. One of my roommate into my, they have been topped into RRB exams into bank India top. So it's not very easy. So, but with the effort, with the time, it's came. So it will come. You just need to be focused. You just need to be, I mean, curious, and you just need to be keep consistent. So slow but steady. That will make your things easy. And I wish these things of Corona and COVID will go very, I mean, very soon. Although I did not say it will be vanished very soon, it will take another 1 or 2 years to completely vanish. But I wish it, the day might come. They will come very first, so that for you guys, especially, see for us, we have already spent our beautiful days of our career life. Right now, we are into the mid or early mid stage or late mid stage. Those who are into working professions. So for them, it's quite okay because, but for you guys who are studying into college or schools, that's difficult. So I wish you guys have a great life into college. That's my first wish you could do, explore and enjoy in your college life. Then whatever you want, you will do. But do it full-heartedly. Do it whatever interest you have. You will definitely succeed.
Thank you very much, Shubhajitda. Lastly, I just want to ask you one question: that how you like our this program? What's what is your thought on that?
This is good. This is
Do
good.
you like it or?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I don't know who are the audience of it.
The audience the KGC students and in general whoever's gone through the YouTube channel of ours.
Yeah, there are a lot of alumni who are established in different fields around the globe, not in India, not in Kolkata, not in Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore. Around the globe, there are a lot of key alumni you will find. So you will find them into LinkedIn. You can find them into Facebook or whatever medium you want to use. So keep things, diverse, so that everybody has an interest. Suppose someone who wants to be an IS or IPS officer, he or she might find interest if you invite whoever already explored that field. Someone who wants to do PhD, he or she might find interest who is already doing. So I would once suggest keep things diverse and take your speakers from around the globe, because so everybody has a different experience. Everybody around the globe, if you take some everybody, so yeah, the content or the exposures the students or current whoever is coming or watching, they will get, that is much richer. So yeah, that's my one suggestions or request. Take people who are have a diverse knowledge and exposure, so the content will be much more richer from different professionals, different backgrounds, different things, so that the content will be diverse. Everybody has an everybody can relate to that, and they will get the your interest, and your views will be keep up, and then then the goal of doing the session will be successful.
Thank you very much, Shubhajitda. And this is the end of our episode here. So please do like, share, and subscribe our YouTube channel. And if you are watching this in Facebook, please like our page. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for inviting me. Thanks a lot. It's nice to be here. Nice to talk to you. I wish all the best to all the KGC students right now, so that they come into college. That will be my first wish. Come into college, explore, and keep enjoying.
Thank you.
Thanks you. Thanks a lot.